The 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy. It's DD2 and DD2+Masters action that conclude the action here at Speed World in Austria at Bruck and der Leifer, around about sort of 25 minutes from Vienna International Airport. And it's Heat 3, Groups A and C. On the front row, it's going to be Austria's Daniel Machacek and Finland's Ville Villelainen, Zenderu and Dionysis Livris on row 2, Niki La and Matthias Lund, row 3. Thomas Piot and Slavomir Moransky, row 4. Max Fleischmann and Geza Fodor on row 5. Piotr Wisnicki and Patrick Weinstock on row 6, with William van der Kaj rounding out the 13-strong grid. 10 minutes plus an additional lap awaits these 13 competitors. As the temperature is still around 33 degrees Celsius here. So full yellow flag conditions as the field will start to slow down and concertina into the rolling start 2x2 formation. So now the two front runners, Machacek and Villelainen, starting to control the rolling start procedure. They will set the pace, and we go racing for the final time today, making sure that all 13 competitors get into formation. So now they're coming to the final part of the track here at Speedworld, being told to slow down ahead of racing for the final time today on Saturday, August 4th. So they now come around the penultimate corner, the right-hander which leads into the left-hander onto the main start-finish straight. We're about to get the action underway for the final time here on Saturday. They're getting the tram lines, the lights go out, the revs rise, and we go heading into turn number 1. And Villelainen again gets mugged off the start. He drops down into 4th position as Machacek has Zenderu and Niki La going with, as there's more barging and shoving going on to the back straight towards the chicane, as Niki La and also Ville Villelainen trying to get past Zenderu for second position. But the number 435 is having none of it at the moment in the initial phase of this race. But Machacek has already stretched his lead to a good 5 or 6 kart lengths from Zenderu as they come to complete lap number 1 here. And Machacek has already taken a huge gap, a huge chunk of time out of Zenderu, the tune of 0.63 of a second off of just one solitary lap. As you can see that Niki La is getting very, very feisty on the back bumper of Zenderu there, trying to get his way past. But then you've also got Ville Villelainen, who's on the back bumper of the number 425. Other drivers that have moved up the order, Thomas Piot, Max Fleischmann, Moransky from Poland as well, have now got up to 5th, 6th and 7th respective. Lead now is just under 3/4 of a second between 1st and 2nd position, as Max Fleischmann ends up being overtaken by Thomas Piot in the 5.52. But the German is trying to get back past 4th position to help his grid potential, or his grid slot potential for tomorrow's finals. And you can see that there's still quite a close spread on the entire field, all 13 of them. Well, it's just over 6 seconds from Machacek all the way down to William van der Kaj from the Netherlands, who's currently in 13th position. So the top 4 have really started to move away from the rest of the field. The gap between Ville Villelainen in 4th and Thomas Piot in 5th is around 1.7 seconds. And could be increasing with the pace that the top 4 are currently showing. Mahacek is running in the 42.6s, Daru 42.7s, as is La, and also Vililainen is the slowest of the quartet at the front of the field. The Finn did a 42.828 last time around. Now does a 43.1. The gap is now extended to nearly 9/10 of a second between Daniel Mahacek and Zen Daru. So other drivers that have just set their best laps of the race: Thomas Piat, Max Fleischmann, Patrick Weinstock, and Geza Fordor as well. So we have just over 6 3/4 minutes plus 1 additional lap remaining here to conclude our first day of action here in the third round of the 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season. Matthias Lund has got past Moransky for position. So the young Dane has already got up into 7th now. And looks like Nicky La is also keeping Zen Daru very, very honest here. And they have dropped Vililainen to about 6/10 of a second behind. And then you've got this this train of carts behind Thomas Piat with Max Fleischmann in close proximity. And then you also have Matthias Lund as well. So Weinstock, Van der Kaj and Lund also set their best laps of the race so far, but the fastest driver out on track who's currently leading is Daniel Mahacek, who's posted a 42.575 on lap number 5. We now go on to lap 6, and the Austrian has extended his lead to just under 1 1/4 seconds over Zen Daru in the 4.35, who is pulling Nicky La along with him. Vililainen is keeping in touching distance in 4th place, but is losing out to the pair of them. Then it's a further 3 seconds to Thomas Piat in 5th place, who's currently leading the DD2 Masters class in this particular encounter. But also, I can probably hazard a guess here that Max Fleischmann is going to start getting a bit frustrated because he's not able to find a way past yet. So Van der Kaj finally gets past Patrick Weinstock for position. So the Dutchman now into 12th place. In terms of the DD2 Masters, Piat leading the class at the moment. Moransky 2nd, but is 8th on the road. Fodor in 11th with Weinstock. Oh, and that is the number 405 of Piotr Wisnicki, having pulled to the side of the track. So not too sure if there was a technical issue, but he was battling, I think, with Liveris, but I don't know if there was contact between the pair. Didn't really catch it on the live stream, not too sure. Might find that out a bit later on, so I can update you tomorrow. But we have 4 minutes remaining, plus 1 additional lap to go in this DD2 and DD2 Masters final qualifying heat. So Mahacek is still running consistently in the 42.4s. He's just posted a 42.478. He's going to get to the end of the lap very, very shortly. And his consistency is allowing him to pull away from the rest of the field. Looks to be that gap could be closer to more like 2 seconds roundabout now. Well, just off it, 1.972. And this, now let's just see, has Max Fleischmann got past Thomas Piat? Yes, he has. The German finally gets into 5th position after several laps of trying. So Thomas Piat coming under stern opposition from Matthias Lund. And you've got Dionysius Livris and Geza Fordor as well. That is an intense battle now. That's from 6th to 9th position. So whilst Max Fleischmann gets away from the likes of Matthias Lund, Dionysius Livris and Geza Fordor, Thomas Piat is sort of like the cork in the bottle that's waiting to go through. Dionysius Livris goes up the inside of Matthias Lund, and also looks like Fordor's going through as well. Makes the move in turn 3. Matthias Lund looks at the right side of his kart. Has he got a problem, or is there just a slight cutout on the engine? Well, he's dropped significantly back, so within a matter of corners, Dionysius Livris went charging up the inside of Matthias Lund to take the position, stole 6th place. Now Matthias Lund again looking at the right side. Looks like could there be an engine issue as he gets a little tap on the side pod from Moransky in the 541. Matthias Lund is he's still circulating. What are his lap times like? A 47.9. There is a clear problem for the number 408. But I don't think there was contact between himself and Dionysius Livris as the Greek went up the inside into turn 1 and just used the momentum to carry him through. And Livris is just swarming over the back of Thomas Piat for position. That is for 6th place, so the Greek is trying to get past, but also he's got Geza Fordor right on his back bumper pretty much going through the final sector. And meanwhile at the front of the field, Daniel Machacek from Austria is still continuing to lead. So 1 minute 18 plus an additional lap to go. I'm just wondering now let's just have a look. Matthias Lund I think might be parking that kart. He's not registered on the timing screens. Yes, that's a real shame for Matthias Lund, and he just gets out of the cart. I think probably there's going to be a bit of frustration in the air, but there's no apparent damage to his side pod from what I can see from my commentary position. And helmet stays on. Not a very happy driver at the moment, I would imagine, but that's probably a technical problem, whether it's the air filter, the carburetor, or maybe even the engine had a bit of a struggle. As we have 30 seconds on the clock, Dionysius Livris still challenging Thomas Piat for position. This is for 6th place. So Machacek leads, 21 seconds on the clock. As Piat goes ultra defensive and Dionysius Livris is trying to go side by side nearly on the infield section. The Greek can't make the move stick quite yet. He'll still have another opportunity, depending on when Machacek crosses the start-finish line, which he does now, and that's literally with that 3 seconds to go on the clock. Senderu further 3.2 seconds behind. A further 7 tenths between himself and Niki Love. Vili Vililainen a further 1.6 seconds adrift. Max Fleischmann still in 5th. Thomas Piat and Dionysius Livris still squabbling over 6th place. So the next time he comes around, Daniel Machacek will be on his way to another victory here. As Piat again goes ultra defensive and Dionysius Livris takes a wider line coming into that corner. As it looks like, Machacek is now onto his final lap. 3.6 seconds ahead of Zenderu in 2nd, Niki La in 3rd, Vili Vililainen in 4th, Max Fleischmann in 5th. 11.4 seconds off the leader, as Dionysius Livris could not repeat the same feat that he did on Matthias Lund a couple of laps ago. But he's trying to... there's a bit of a love tap from behind on Piat from Livris, and there's again another one going into the chicane on the back straight, and this is allowing Geza Fordor, and Livris is forcing his way past. It's 3 abreast coming out of the corner. Geza Fordor has capitalised and struck whilst the iron's hot. Dionysius Livris yet again is trying to fight back, but didn't quite get the opportunity he needed. But Daniel Machacek takes the heat win. Niki La overtakes Zenderu in the final lap. Vili Vililainen takes 4th. Max Fleischmann takes 5th, but it's going to be Geza Fordor who takes 6th place. That was a great move by Dionysius Livris, but Fordor just had the double slipstream momentum to make it count and take 6th place ahead of Dionysius Livris. Thomas Piat rounded out the top 8, with Fordor taking the class win in DD2 Masters. William van der Kaj finished 9th. I think that's his best result this season so far in a qualifying heat, ahead of Patrick Weinstock. And Moransky from Poland was the last of the classified finishers, with Wisnicki and Lund both having technical problems. So again, it's a great performance from Austria's Daniel Machacek, who wins the race by nearly 5.5 seconds. Zenderu takes 3rd ahead of Vili Vililainen. Max Fleischmann, Geza Fordor, who takes the DD2 Masters class win. Dionysius Livris, Thomas Piat, William van der Kaj, Patrick Weinstock, and Slavomir Moransky running at the 11 finishers, with Matthias Lund and Piotr Wisnicki succumbing to technical problems by the end of the